They are giving it up on special teams. They're setting themselves up for a 2-3 point loss the way they're playing on special teams.
Chris Gardocki will kick it away, and he does. The Jets will take the touchback, downing the ball in the end zone. They'll bring it out and start from the 20-yard line. Frank Reich, the quarterback for the New York Jets. This is his 5th start. This is the most starts he has ever had in any season in his career.
Hey, you know, to look at those stats, you say, gee, 10 of 22, that's under 50%. And you may be surprised I can actually do that kind of math. But, you know, it's less than 50%.
I'm impressed.
You know, you got that interception, but he has really had Jeff Graham step up, and it's something Neil O'Donnell there, I'm sure, is looking forward to watching the way these guys are working, himself getting back in possibly as soon as next week against Buffalo.
Still questionable, though.
Well, you know, it's his throwing arm. I would take a world of time to let that heal if I was Neil O'Donnell.
Why not take the rest of the season and get well? You know, the Jets they're not going to make the playoffs.
Well, they didn't pay him $25 million to rest his cheeks on a fiberglass bench, Charlie. I mean, they paid him that money to be a quarterback, and I think he owes it. You know, just in general, a pro athlete's going to come back.
Well, why not make it completely well?
Nah,
the whole season.
Well, the time to get completely well is around Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day and all that, and those all come in the off season.
All right, and now we're going to do surgery on the referee's microphone, Dick Anzac, because
no battery.
It is questionable right now.
Got a bad battery. You know, it's getting to be the holiday season, so you know, they're not unlike us. The NFL has got to go out. This is the time of the year you got to go to the store and stock up on batteries. You're going to have all your little toys and stuff you got to buy, and your various little things, radios and whatnot that need batteries. So I'm really surprised the NFL, as far ahead and as forward thinking as they are, haven't gone out and bought themselves more batteries. Yeah, it's very, and they're little tiny batteries because those packs are little things.
And meanwhile, we're going to take a battery-powered exit. We'll step aside for a commercial. Some assembly necessary.
Beer tastes better. And by Energizer batteries, still going. Long-lasting Energizer batteries keep going and going.
All is in readiness. The new microphone, new batteries, all set to go. Jets now from their own 20-yard line, first down. Adrian Morrell around the right side from the 20 after the 26-yard line.
You know, Adrian Morrell is really running with confidence, too. I mean, you look at a guy like this that, you know, face it, this guy's playing for a team with 1 win. They're 1-9. He's got 48 yards on 9 carries. But watch how much energy he's expending running. I mean, he's working hard. Look at that wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Those wiggle, wiggle, wiggles. You get those 3 wiggles in a row, that can burn calories for days. I mean, people have made millions off exercise tapes just on getting those consecutive wiggles together.
Meanwhile, Adrian Morrell has wiggled his way this year to 920 yards, on his way to becoming only the 3rd Jet in history to rush for more than 1,000. It would be the 4th time. Freeman McNeil did it twice. Morrell getting the call here.
Well, you know, I was looking for an interesting stat, too, in that bad teams with good runners. And with teams that have won 1 game or less, obviously that would be 0, I guess. Dick Bass in 62 and Gale Sayers in 69 with the Bears are the only backs to ever be with a team that's only won 1 game or less and rushed for 1,000 yards. That means, generally speaking, you're doing it by yourself on your ability. But Morrell's getting a lot of help from a good line.
3rd down, half a yard to go for the first down. Oh, ball comes out. Colts dive for it. They may have it. Colts have the football.
Well, you remember what we said before the halftime stats? Richie and the Jets have to learn how to play from ahead. Well, one of the ways you play from ahead is you don't turn the ball over and you play with intensity. He's on top of the pile. Look at him fighting. He's reaching, and when he goes to reach with that ball, that's when it comes out of his hand and it's fumbled. Blown leads, like I said, not being able to play from ahead. They had a 5-point lead, have a 5-point lead at 15-10. Can they do it today?
Colts at the Jet 27-yard line. We're still in the opening 2 minutes of the second half. Cliff Gross quickly to the 20-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
And you know, Richie knows when you're playing from ahead, not only do you have to run the ball, you got to be able to stop the run. When you get a team and you turn them over the ball, you got to stop the run. You know, Lindy and Fonnie's watched his offense turn the ball over on numerous occasions, constantly, he may even tell you, in these types of situations.
2nd down and 3. Marshall Faulk, 2-yard line. Looking like the Marshall Faulk of years past.
Well, also I will say, remember what we said just a few minutes ago. You got to learn how to play from ahead. You got to stop the run when you're playing from ahead. And I'll tell you what, the Jets are about to find out once again after having a lead that if you don't stop the run and you don't hold on to the ball, you will very quickly have the opportunity to play from behind.
Marshall Faulk, 17 yards on the play. 1st down goal to go. Swinging to the corner, it is Faulk, and he is going to lose a yard back to the 4.
Oh, Gary Jones got way into the backfield, 25, the safety, Charlie. That's who Marshall Faulk initially is trying to run around, and, you know, that's who makes that goal line play.
Faulk's totals now 10 carries, 38 yards.
Now watch Gary Jones, 25, takes on the lead block from the guard. There's football for you. I mean, he didn't make the tackle, but that's just only because he couldn't stay on his feet long enough. He knew his guys were behind him, but he definitely, Gary Jones, made that play and saved that one.
Faulk again, the tailback. Cliff Gross, the fullback, now moves off to the side. Gross stays and Faulk moves off to the side, and Harbaugh doesn't like what he sees defensively, and so he calls a timeout. So like the first half, Colts burn an early timeout. Back in a moment. The Miami Dolphins with a 5-5 record. The Houston Oilers, that nobody knows that much about nationally. They have a record of 6-4, and for the audience in New York City, for one of the few times you get to see a doubleheader, either on NBC in the past on CBS, but now on Fox, and an opportunity not only to watch the Jet game, in which they are currently leading but threatening to fall behind, a chance to see an excellent second half of the doubleheader. Red zone today, 3 possessions, a touchdown and a field goal. 2nd down and goal to go. Gross is the remaining back. Faulk comes across in motion. Harbaugh to throw. Fires it right at the goal line, jumping into the end zone. Just as you would expect him to do. The rookie Marvin Harrison, with his 3rd touchdown of the season, first of the ballgame.
Well, don't be concerned in conversation. Jim just asked our referee how his microphone and batteries were doing. Yeah, there's no concern here. Watch what happens, though. Harbaugh, not much of a rush, plenty of time, and now the bunny hop. Hop. Anyway, you know, whatever it takes. All kinds of terms you can bring. I mean, it doesn't have to be pretty. It's still 6 points.
Colts now with a touchdown lead by 1, 16-15. 1 doesn't help you, so you go for 2. So it would take a field goal to tie, and a field goal would not take away your lead. Harbaugh from the shotgun, his pressure, throws on the run. And did it break the plane? Did it break the plane? It did not.
Wow. Harbaugh knows that had to be close. Another big play by Victor Green, making that stop.
You are absolutely right. The Colts regain the lead, but just by 1. The deep back return. And he's going to take it a yard deep. This one he'll run out. He's to the 10, the 15. Nice return to the 20. And he's going to stop around the 24 or the 25-yard line.
Oh, remember,
the Colts going for 2.
And remember, Charlie, on that, and what they're yelling about here is they think the ball crossed the plane. The ball's in his right arm. Harrison has it in the right arm. The foot gets over. I tell you, Victor Green does a very nice job of making sure he doesn't get over the line.
And I tell you, who else does a nice job is the official. He was perfectly positioned, looking right into the play, and he could see it better than anyone. And he called it immediately. There he is, right on the left of your screen. Good call. Some 58,000 don't agree, but you know that's life. The Jets start from the 20. Wright comes out throwing. He has pressure, barely gets it off. Whoa.
Well,
Tony Bennett was unblocked.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically the game plan, though, from the defensive standpoint for the Colts, Charlie. That they're going to want to try to confuse the Jets up front. They're going to want to try to stuff this run and confuse the blocking patterns, because they saw how successful Tony Bennett was in the first half. He and Richard Dent. Yeah, that was almost like a screen block that wasn't a screen.
He came inside a boat swing.
Yeah, it was set up as a middle screen, but a late middle screen.
2nd and 10. Keyshawn in motion. Handoff underneath. Richie Anderson. And a swarming Colt defense. They're everywhere right now.
And the key really there, though, Charlie, is if you have an opportunity to get some positive yards there, you know, don't get cute. Take that ball up the field and get yourself some positive yards, because when a defense is getting a little fired up, as the Colts are, they do start swarming. And north and south is way preferable in a swarming defense. You put your head down, you're going to get 2 yards. You try to go sideways, you might lose 2.
Jets 3 of 8 on 3rd down opportunities. 5 wide receivers. They've been very successful with 5 wide receivers. Colts send everybody. It is intercepted at the 35-yard line. Down the sideline into the end zone for the Colts. Eugene Daniel.
Good timing by a veteran cornerback. A pass by Frank Reich. He wishes had a string on it so he could pull it back. And a crowd here in Indianapolis going batty.
And Blanchard will go for 1. It is good. And the Indianapolis Colts now stretch the margin. They lead the Jets 23-15. Those 12 points have come in the last minute and 3 seconds.
What, extra points don't count?
No, not the official NFL record.
The league doesn't. But what? What, are they chopped liver? I mean,
as
they
far
counted
as
up there.
Yeah. Here's Richie Cobb. Cobb across the 20, 25, slips a couple tackles, nice return out to around the 28-yard line. And let's go back to the interception return with a touchdown by Eugene Daniel. First touchdown for him this year, 3rd of his career.
And here's the group. Watch the matchup top of the screen. Now, you talk about breaking on the ball in anticipation. Watch this. Look at him break on the ball, anticipate that pass, and now it's all over. Now you just forget about it. Now you plug your ears if you're here in Indianapolis, because this crowd started getting into it. And I'll tell you, they got horses here, they got cheerleaders here, they got all kinds of weird-looking things here.
Three wide receivers. Jets at their own 28-yard line. Quick drop on target, Keyshawn. Big players make big plays, and he comes right back and makes one here.
And very smart by Ron Earhart and Frank Reich is, you know the guy in the first half was Graham. So, Ron Earhart looks down at that list and says, okay, well, Jeff Graham was my guy, so you got to figure they went in and said, well, he ain't going to be your guy this half. So how do you start? You get that ball to Keyshawn Johnson. And Keyshawn Johnson, much more physical than any other Jets receiver after he catches it.
18 yards on the play right now is thrown for 202 is Adrian Morrell. And the Jets all of a sudden picking up the tempo of their offense. You can feel the rhythm and the beat of it stepping up a bit.
It's easy to explain, Charlie.
They're behind.
No, they're playing from behind. They're tentative and they're soft when they play from ahead. And, Richie Kotite's group is obviously a lot more comfortable when they're staring at somebody's back.
The ball at the goal 49-yard line. 2nd down and 5. Wright comes up far side. Good pass right on target. It's caught. They'll spot it at the 39-yard line. Going back to Jeff Graham. Graham, who has 2 touchdown receptions in the ballgame.
And this is just, this looks routine. But, I suggest after you get done watching the game, go out in the backyard, have somebody toss the ball up in the air, and have your best friend get you in midair and kind of plant you into the ground. And
on your asphalt driveway.
Yeah, see how routine that is. So be sure to be in time to catch that second game.
That's right. On NBC. It's going to be a great one. It really is. I'm looking forward to that one. We're scurrying back to the hotel to watch it ourselves. Right deep over the middle, caught on the run. It is Graham again. He's going to score. No, he's not. He is tripped up. He is down 2 yards shy of his third touchdown, 37 yards. And he needed 39.
Frank Reich thinks he got wonderful protection on that play. When he asked his linemen, they ought to just say, well, you don't really want to know. Watch Tony Bennett coming from the left side. They never really saw or felt Tony Bennett. It was close to being an impact type thing on Frank Reich. But more importantly, got it to the money man. Got it to Graham.
And a credit to Ray Buchanan, who saves a touchdown for the Colts. First down, goal to go, Jets. Not a lot there. Richie Anderson tries to go over the top of his left guard. Now, remember, he needed 3 yards. He may have gotten a couple of them, but he's still short of the goal line.
Well, you're absolutely right, too, Charlie, about the body language and the whole makeup of this Jets team. They got a little bounce. They're up. They're aggressive. They're attacking. It's easy to be aggressive and to attack when you're desperate, when you're usually desperate when you're behind. The hard part is to treat somebody or teach them how to be tough and aggressive when they're ahead.
Anderson and Morrell in the backfield. It's Morrell. He cuts back. They're waiting for him. Does he get in? He tries to break the play, and they say no.
He almost got in with that last body twist.
Remember, it is the ball that has to break the plane, that imaginary plastic plane of the goal line that reaches to infinity.
There you go. Watch the ball. Right arm. Twist. No.
Oh, but close.
That ball is on about the 3-inch line, if there is such a thing. That ball is a hair. It is a breath. It is half a smidgen from the end zone.
Still waiting the signal. Richie Anderson is turned away. So now there's 3 attempts from the 3-yard line. And you trail by 8, you go for it.
And there's no hesitation in the official's eyes either. I mean, that was a pure Stonia hit put on Richie Anderson. He goes in there, and that official, the line judge, was standing on that line, and he got stoned, Richie Anderson does on the tackle. Watch what happens. The blocking, not bad. Anderson trying to follow Boatswain and company. But look at that tackle. I mean, David Grant just comes up there and just does a body slam. Look, they're flying over the top. They're hitting them from below. They're hitting them from behind. This is defensive football. This is why linebackers make money.
Steven Grant.
Yeah, most people don't like linebackers.
Steve Morrison.
But, Jimmy Johnson, defensive coordinator, he likes linebacker. He likes that linebacker after that play.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the Jets had taken a timeout. That's the reason that we had this time, in case you didn't catch it before we started running the replay. And that means that New York has 2 timeouts remaining, and the Colts have 2 timeouts remaining, and we still have 5.5 minutes to go in the third.
Remember, Frank Reich, Charlie, has Roger Duffy at center. Hasn't played much center this year, so naturally, in the most normal situations, you'd say, this far, go ahead and sneak it, or go over the top, and I'd say sneak.
It's Morrell, cuts against the grain into the end zone. Adrian Morrell has his 6th touchdown of the season, his first of this ball game, and the Jets pull within 2 of the Colts.
And that is just a nice job inside. I talked about Duffy. How about O'Dwyer? How about the job Harry Galbraith does there? How about the backside block by Boatswain and everybody? I mean, that is backside football blocking by the offensive line. Another cutback by a Jet back that results in a touchdown.
Jets to go for 2 and the tie. 23-21 Colts. Keyshawn goes wide to the left. He is in the slot. 5 wide receivers on the 2-point attempt. Spreading the Colt defense. The Colts will have a 4-man rush. The linebackers come in. They go to a 6-man rush. Flare into the corner. It is caught, but no. Both feet did not come down inbounds for Keyshawn Johnson.
Yeah, Keyshawn, last year that might have been good.
Who picked off a Frank Reich pass with 35 yards in the end zone for the touchdown. But then on the ensuing kickoff, the New York Jets, 72 yards on that drive for the score, now to pull within 2. Here's Aaron Bailey on the return for the Colts. Tries to get to the outside, and he cannot get there. Let's go back to that 2-point attempt by New York.
Well, from this angle, you'll see that he's out of bounds, but you also might think, hey, wait a minute. Is he being pushed right there? Is that giving him the impetus? Is that what's putting him out of bounds? Because if it is, they're missing the call. It should be a touchdown. Well, watch this angle. Buchanan barely makes much contact. It's really incidental, and it's another wonderful call by the official who's right on it.
So the Colts go to work on their own 17-yard line, first down. They're up by 2, 23-21 over the Jets with 5:22. That's the time remaining here in the third quarter in Indianapolis. Harbaugh sets up, looking to his right, comes back, throws to his left. And Marshall Faulk kind of walks the defender for an extra couple of yards on the play after the 26-yard line.
There's 4 Jets right there. And there's poor little Marshall Faulk.
With his bad toe.
He's having a good toe day, though. I mean, there's good hair days and bad hair days. This is a good toe day for Marshall Faulk. But look at all these Jets picking on this poor guy. They got a little running back. You got all these big linebackers and defensive backs, and there comes another defensive back. Here comes another linebacker.
They lift him off the ground.
Wow. See, that's what happens when you go to one of those little schools like San Diego State. Guys pick on you.
Cliff Gross getting this call. Cascaden with the stop. At the 30-yard line. Second down and 7.
And Lindy and Fonny right here, it needs something out of his offense, and not so much points in this situation. He needs first downs. I mean, he's looking right here at his chart that has 2nd and 7+ and saying, okay, what have I got here? Now, if it's 3rd and short, what do I call? If I get another first down, what do I do? But he needs first down.
The Colts slowing down the pace here. Both backs flare out. Harbaugh runs, throws it down the sideline. Is it caught in bounds? No, it's not. Marshall Faulk right down the sideline, but he was out of bounds.
Boy, for those of you at home that say, that bump, imagine how hard it is to throw this pass, running full speed to your right, floating a little touch pass, 1 foot out. Good call by the officials, but I tell you what, Harbaugh put it right where it needed to be. The fans don't like it, but folks, he was out of bounds.
I'm not sure the fans are watching the same game we are. Officials, by the way, you talked about a bad hair day and a good toe day. We're having a pretty good officials day, too.
Yeah, if they get some batteries in their pockets, it'll be all right.
That's all they needed. Harbaugh, all the time in the world, deep down the sideline, it is Sean Dawkins, incomplete.
Oh, and Sean Dawkins got away with a blatant push on Marcus Coleman. Remember, Marcus Coleman's the guy that caused the fumble on Marshall Faulk earlier today. Watch the right arm of Dawkins. Good arm over swim move, but watch his right arm right as he sees the ball coming. Right there. See him push off? And just a nice play. Because Coleman could have given up at that point. He comes back and bats that thing away from Dawkins. I got to get Dawkins a face shield or something so he can pick that ball coming up out of the ceiling a little bit better. He's having a hard time.
But he does have 3 receptions for 65 yards. All right. Griskodaki is going to kick it away. Oh, this is a beauty. Whoa! And Corbett just watches it go over his shoulders and out of bounds. An ovation for the kicker, deservedly so, 61.
Both trying to figure this thing out. There's Marshall Faulk, there's Lindy and Fonny with the headset on.
Jets starting from their own 9-yard line, first down. Adrian Morrell, left side. Couple of yards, that's going to be it. It'll be second down and 8.
And remember that enthusiasm and fire you saw out of the offense of Ron Earhart's last time the Jets had the ball. They need to duplicate that, because when you're backed up like this is when you really need that fire, because you know most defenses are going to just attack the heck out of you.
They were backed up at that time because the Colts had just scored to go up 23-15, and then they came back.
Well, don't forget the money, guys.
Second down and 8. 3 wide receivers. Colts in man coverage. Far side, way underthrown. Is there a misread on the defense?
No, it's what you call a will to live. Frank Reich just gets rid of this ball. Watch this.
Let's read the up inside.
You got blitz 1. You got blitz 2, Albert.
Hello.
They're not picking up Coriat.
No.
That's where the will to live comes in. You got a couple of linebackers coming after your head.
Nice choice.
If Frank Reich decides the better part of keeping thy skull is to get rid of this ball.
If you want to throw again on the next down. Jets have converted only 3 of 10 third down opportunities. 4 wide receivers. That's Crabetta moves back inside to pick up a blitzer. Doesn't have to. He comes open over the middle. This one is going to be intercepted. Ray Buchanan.
Jason Belzer got the last overthrown ball. That time Ray Buchanan gets the next one, and Rich Kotite says, I've heard about enough out of the offensive side. Let's see what the defense can do. They're trying to go back to their money, guys. Going back to Graham.
He draws everybody, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, I mean, he had to be 9 feet tall to have a shot at this one. Reich tries to touch it between the linebackers and the safety and overthrows the whole kit and caboodle right into the cornerback's arms.
And Ray Buchanan has the 3rd interception of the ball game for the Colts. Jason Belzer, Eugene Daniel, and Ray Buchanan.
Well, what does that tell you right there? 3 for 11 on 3rd down, but actually they're 7 for 11. They're not 3 for 11. They've completed 4 to the other guys too on 3rd down.
Pass complete to Dawkins. Dawkins being spun out of bounds. Stopping the clock now with 2:45. That is the time remaining in the 3rd. The Colts are up by 2. 23-21 over the Jets. Colts coming into the ball game with a 5-5 record. And the Jets record, as you know, is 1-9. They're looking for their 2nd victory of the year.
Well, you saw that little offensive meeting with Lindy Infante and Marshall Falk and the gang on the sideline right around that last change of possession. Let's see what came out of that. Let's see what they figured out.
Second down and 5. Harbaugh, a little fake roll, sets, goes deep. It's Dawkins again. He pushes off. Does he get both feet down? Oh, he is hurt too. He goes right against the wall. They're going to say, is it a touchdown? He was pushed off. Should have been offensive pass interference.
Absolutely, Charlie. I hope Dawkins is all right.
Oh, I do too.
He crunches into that wall, but he clearly pushes off on the Jet defender.
And there's a little bit of padding, but it is just that, a little bit of padding. Here's another look.
Now watch how he's working right here. And he's working out there against Carl Greenwood. Right there, again, another push-off. Never has possessions.
No.
Not only is that not a touchdown, that's pass interference on the offense, because there's no way that could be 6 points.
Never had possession at all. Still doesn't have it out there.
They've ruled it a joke that he was juggling that ball, that it was not a touchdown.
Then they only missed one early on, the pass interference.
Well, there's a real good reason that wall is padded the way it is. If you look at the wall, the padding is down about the last 4 feet. You see that right there? Up above it is a lot harder, but down below, about head level on those people standing there, it's very well padded. He was clearly juggling the ball, went into that thing with that right shoulder and arm.
Oh, that's a great picture. That may be the best picture we've had all day. He's up and all right. I'm going to suggest some more padding because they really fly into that. Whoa.
But the reality really is they got away with a a pass interference. Dawkins for the second time pushed off, and we'll take a look.
That was past the push-off.
So you see the official coming in there right at the end, but he's clearly into the back of the end zone trying to see how that play was made. But also, that pass interference was made at about the 5-yard line. That's what created that separation that enabled him to even have a shot at the ball. But amidst all that,
he's pretty good with that move, isn't he?
Well, amidst all that, Charlie, let's not forget it is now 3rd and 5.
3rd down 5. 3 wide receivers on the set. The Colts out of the shotgun. Oh, Harbaugh's getting rid of that one in a hurry.
Oh, Hugh Douglas again, though. Hugh Douglas knew he couldn't get there soon enough to get a smack on Harbaugh, but he gets his arms up and he just smothers that thing. That ball looked like it was on Hugh Douglas's body for a long time. Look at him smother it. So he gets it in the elbow. I mean, that almost doesn't even count as a block pass when you knock it down with your elbow, because you're not trying to knock it down with anything but your hands.
And a 49-yard field goal attempt by Gary Blanchard. He is hit from 52. Remember, we are indoors, perfect condition. Is it long enough? And it is. 49 yards away for Gary Blanchard. He is 2 for 2 on the day. 26-21, Colts up by 5. And the kids are celebrating. Say, here's a team picture. That's my daddy right in there. Right there. He's the one. And see the little kid on the right. Which one? Which one is it? Which one is it?
That's about the age, right? That's about the age my dad, or I actually started taking my kids to the game. And that's a great jersey, though. Blanchard on one side, and just in case you might think he doesn't know who that kid is, it says Daddy on the other side. So.
There it is. Here's a program note. Next Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, don't miss the World Cup of Golf from Cape Town, South Africa. U.S. Open champion Steve Jones, British Open winner Tom Lehman team up against the world's best. Langer, Woosnam, and Eels. The U.S. team has captured the last 4 titles. Can they keep the streak alive? That's the World Cup of Golf next Saturday and Sunday right here on NBC.
Well, that's been an event absolutely dominated by Freddie Couples and Davis Love. It's nice of them to see they let somebody else go to it.
And then if they're not successful, then they'll come back next year and say, okay, we'll show you how it's done. Chris Kardaki is going to kick off to Reggie Cobb. Cobb is going to take it right at the goal line. He's out to the 10. Makes a cut, dives across the 20-yard line, and that's it. Check with the ticker. Philadelphia closing on Washington. Washington, that's a good ball game. They're in the 4th there. Buffalo comfortably in front of Cincinnati in the 4th. Kansas City has taken the lead from Chicago, 14-10 in the 4th. Jacksonville trailing Pittsburgh by 25. Detroit by 1 over Seattle. Detroit making a comeback in that ball game. Seattle with the early lead there. Carolina in front of St. Louis. They're coming from behind also. And here the Jets have to come from behind. Atlanta, New Orleans is closing on them. Right, here's the screen. It's complete. Richie Anderson. Anderson breaks clean. He's across the 40 and out to around the 43-yard line.
And that'll get a little bounce back in the offensive step of the New York Jets. The quarterback Frank Reich and the whole group. You know, just a little quick flip out to Richie Anderson. And then it's a matter of what kind of a matchup have I got? Do I like it? I'm getting a screen. They've reacted. I get a block on Trev Alberts. And then you just kind of get it and take what you can get.
First down, 42-yard line. Here's Morrell to the right side. Out to the 50-yard line. Points off of turnovers. The Jets have 9 and the Colts have 16.
That was a good little kind of greasy run by Morrell. You know, he just gets in there and doesn't really do a whole lot, but he didn't get great blocking. He just sort of skimmed off one guy and skimmed off another, and
he kept on skimming.
Yeah.
Second down and 3 at the 49. Morrell brought down behind the line of scrimmage by Tony Bennett. Bennett again making a big play for the Colt defense.
Bennett, another one of the many defenders for the Colts that has been hurt on occasion, but you know, he's coming after the quarterback. He's gotten quite a few hits on Frank Reich, and right there he gets that penetration. You can't say enough about how important penetration is for a defense attacking a running game.
And you see the countdown. Well, the Jets are going to let it go all the way to 000. That is the end of the third quarter. We'll return to Indianapolis after these messages and a word from your local station. He's a challenge, Randy Cross. We start the fourth quarter. Colts 26, Jets 21. Third down, 5 wide receivers. Here comes the blitz. Pass is complete. This is close to the first down. Keyshawn catches it. Let's see where he gets the mark. We've got a flag down, but let's see where he gets the mark.
He got the first down, and you got a personal foul for a hit on the quarterback.
So it'll turn out to be a big play for the Jets.
Penalty's going to be against Quentin Coriat.
Personal foul, defense. Number 55, forearm to the head. 15 yards, first down.
Forearm to the head. Well, if you did it at Quentin, I hope you got your money's worth.
Oh, you better, because you're going to be fined. Let's see, we're looking way late. I don't think that's a fine, though.
Well,
it's a penalty, but not a fine.
Let's see it one more time. Watch his right arm coming up. Well, you don't see it there, but it's a deal where you get the hands up into the face of a quarterback anywhere near the face nowadays, the way the officials have been instructed, and you know, defenders know that. Quentin Coriat knows that.
Well, I think it's the right call. I just don't sure it's a fine, because he turns on him and takes it on the shoulder. You think it's a fine?
I think it's a ridiculous call, to be honest with you.
Feel free to express yourself, Randy, at any time. Right pump fake goes deep. Open as Graham has a touchdown. Jeff Graham's first time he's ever had 3 touchdowns in a ball game.
Once again, can you say money? Jeff Graham has become the money man right now for Frank Reich. Woo. You know, why not double this guy? He's killing you. Working against Eugene Daniel, who took the bite with that crossing pattern.
He has 8 for 183 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Now watch the bite Daniels takes right there. See that bite? Belzer was reacting to the crossing pattern. Daniel didn't need to. That's what cost him the touchdown.
And with 48 seconds gone in the fourth quarter, Jets take a 1-point lead. They go for 2, drilled across the middle, and it is held in the end zone for the 2 points. So the Jets, with the touchdown and the 2-point conversion, are now out in front by 3. Kickoff is high and deep. Bailey at the goal line. Good hang time. Cannot slip to the outside. He is brought down around the 15-yard line by Fred Baxter. There's a mini celebration. Be sure to stay with us. We've got a great second half of the doubleheader for most of the country, and particularly those in New York City that don't get to see a doubleheader that often, the Miami-Houston game. Miami Dolphins, their record is 5-5. They need to make a statement, and they go into Houston. And again, the Houston Oilers, as you know, they're moving in a couple of years. The crowds are down unless the game is big, and this game is big, so they'll have another big crowd.
There'll be a big crowd, and you can stick a fork in that Miami turkey if they lose this one. They'll be 5-6, and they'll be gone as far as any kind of playoff hopes, and they'll also be on their way to about an 8-8 finish.
Which is what you predicted at the beginning. Here's Marshall Faulk. Almost breaks clean. Gets out to the 19-yard line.
Well, they stopped that run. Remember, Jets are playing from ahead. It's the good news, bad news story for you Jets fans. The good news is they're ahead, and the bad news is they're ahead.
Well, let's see. No, you.
And it's getting worse. What are the chances of actually getting signals down? See, you always wonder why, what are these coaches lazy? How come they have this guy carrying the cord around behind him?
That's why.
That's exactly why the guy carries the cord behind you.
That is a mess. Looks like something that I do at home. All right, 3-step drop, pass complete, very quickly. 1. Up and out, 31-yard line, first down.
And he is holding on to that ball pretty tightly, isn't he, after Victor Green stripped that one out of there. That was just a nice play, nice execution by Jim Harbaugh. He's reading the defense. He knows he's got a quick little zone. And he's going to flip it out in that quick little zone into the flat and make the Jets linebacker cascade and catch him.
They mark him out at the 30-yard line where it's a first down. A lot of time remaining. 13 minutes still to go in the ball game.
An eternity, Charlie. And the Colts offense is just doing what they need to do, but they need to get the running going.
Jets leading by 3, 29-26 in the fourth. And here's Warren. Stopped by Mark Spindler. The Colts take you a lot of time. It's not an energy rush at all.
It's not at all. I mean, you're down by 3 points with 12.5 minutes to go. There's absolutely no reason to get in any kind of a hurry for Lindy and Fonnie and his offense, because rushing in this situation generally causes, it causes several things. None of them are good. And he's seen his offense turn the ball over quite enough to his liking today.
Second down, the ball on the 34-yard line. Harbaugh goes deep, has a man free, and misses him, overthrowing Marvin Harrison.
Hey, it's understandable.
Oh, does he get open in a hurry?
Oh, but does Jim Harbaugh go down? I tell you, Jim Harbaugh stayed in there till the exact last second he physically could, and then he gets hammered. And I mean, you got to admire the guy for hanging in that long, but Mark Gunn puts a little hammer on him right there.
You know something else? That at the time he hits it, he takes just a little bit off of the distance of the throw.
And you know who else? Hugh Douglas, again. Gets in there. Hugh Douglas in the last 2 weeks has made such a difference in this defense.
He really has. Same scenario. This time shotgun, 3 wide receivers, third down and 6. And he lofts it down the far sideline to Dawkins. No. Out of bounds. Dawkins gone. I tell you what, he's going to be tired after this day.
There's no doubt. He had to major in theater arts at Cal, because every time he makes a catch or something, he puts on a show. Watch. Got it. 1. Nope. Harbaugh knows he threw it near the sideline, but he just says just a little too. See, now you get a good shot right there. If he does that on a regular field, you see a dirt cloud. All you do there is stub your toe.
Chris Gardocki to kick. He has a 61-yarder in the ball game, averaging 48.5. Another good one. Quebec takes it, gives ground to the 10, works the corner, 15, stumbles, dives out to the 20. He had to fight for it all. He got 9 or 10 yards on the return, 55 yards on the kick.
Flag on the field, Charlie.
If the play stands, the ball is spotted at the 21-yard line. Personal foul.
Yeah, this is a personal foul against the Jets. This is gigantic when you're up by 3 in this situation, because this place will get so loud they'll never hear a snap count.
Better to start from the 21 than from the 11.5.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness on the receiving team while the ball was in the air. Penalized half the distance to the goal line. First down.
And he does not give a number, though.
It's a team foul, Charlie.
We'll sort that one out. We'll be back in a moment. Jets.
Well, what happened on that, the penalty itself, they put a rule in a couple years ago where you cannot contact a man on a special team like this once he's out of bounds. He's out of bounds. There's the contact. That's the penalty. That's the personal foul.
And the officials, the ball was down at the 21-yard line. They marked the penalty off back 15 yards to the 6-yard line. So it's even worse than we thought.
Well, you know,
the Jets will pick up a yard to the 7.
And the last thing the Jets need to do is start getting into little scuffles like that and get themselves pushed back a little bit further, Charlie. You know, Richie Kotite, his team has put him in a heck of a hole right here, because you have got to have a first down. First thing you need, though, is about 5 more yards, so your punter doesn't have the goalpost dead smack in his back.
Unless they are splitting the distance to the goal line from where Trebek caught the punt, which was the 11. And the play ended at the 21-yard line. This one is way over the head of Trebek. And this becomes really one of those costly turning point penalties.
Well, it really did. The Jets were looking at a great position on the 21. You know, you take that penalty from the 11. Now suddenly Jimmy Johnson's defense is looking at, you know, 6 yards to the end zone. And, you know, Rich Kotite on the other side, you know, they're coming out and doing what they're doing right now, the first 2 plays. They got to be careful right here, because a big play here is either going to be a touchdown or they're going to lose 3 or 4 yards, and then your punter's in a world of hurt.
And there's Wright's numbers: 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. 5 wide receivers. Here's the blitz pressure. Spun down. Is it a safety? Is he behind the line of scrimmage? Yes, it's a safety. Behind the goal line.
Richard Dent.
2 points. Colts now within 1.
What'd I tell you, Charlie? You get back in this situation, something bad's going to happen. Your left tackle, boat swing, gets off late because it's loud and he can't hear the snap count. Richard Dent gets him and plants him. That ball and he were definitely in the end zone. The discussion here is whether or not he was in the end zone. Yes, he was. Good call.
The question also becomes the impetus that put him in the end zone. Did he put himself, or was he put there by the defense?
Well, he gets deposited. Watch what happens here. He's straddling. The ball's in. He's grabbed. He's down. 2 points.
The Colts trail by 1. 10:56 left in the ball game. The Jets a free kick from the 20-yard line. That means that they can punt it or kick it off.
Remember, Charlie, a double penalty as Richard Dent has now passed Lawrence Taylor on the career sacks list. Puts him right behind Bruce Smith. Puts him, you know, 2.5 sacks behind Bruce Smith. So this guy has had a heck of a career himself. But a double penalty on that personal foul. Not only did that personal foul put you in bad position, you've now given up a safety. Not only do you give up 2 points, you've got to kick it and they get the ball.
With good field position.
Yeah.
Brian Hansen will be kicking.
Now, one of the things a coach has to be is patient. And one of the things you got to be patient about is you hear all kinds of stories from players. No one's ever held, no one's ever interfered, and no one's ever dropped a pass. It's always been the other guy.
Ray Buchanan. That was a shot at Kwame Ellis. We believe he is the player who made the block out of bounds.
You got a flag down on the field from the official.
Delay a game.
Delay a game. He
That'll
waited
be another 5 yards.
Delay of the game on the kicking team. 5 yards.
Now the kick from the 15-yard line.
See, here's the problem, Charlie. A punter's not used to that. A kicker gets that signal from the official. He knows I've got, 5 seconds, 10 seconds to get this ball inbounds. I got to kick it. I got to get the game in play. The punter's standing there kind of going, all right, I got plenty of time. Wrong. You got to get that ball in play.
Not that good a kick. We got whistles again.
There's no kick. Ball was punted prior to the whistle, bringing the play into action.
So the whistle.
You don't blame him. If I'm Hansen, I'm kicking it too.
Yeah, that
Give me the ball, I'm kicking that sucker away.
That's right.
I'm not letting you count on me.
Hansen said, you're not going to get me twice on that.
Right. Yeah. Get me once, shame on you. Give me twice, shame on me. That doesn't work. And now remember, he has to kick it from behind the 15-yard line.
Jet-lagged Indy. So far in this fourth quarter, it's been something. Remember, 29-28, Colts were down by 1.
Jets still have the lead.
Yeah, Jets got the lead by 1, so they're still playing from ahead.
Now, that's the whistle. Clock is started. Here's the kick. Oh, this is a good one. Maybe the best of them all. Buchanan goes back, takes it to 22-yard line. Out to the 30. Good coverage by the... Spins away. 35, 40 up the sideline. Oh, the Jets had him and they let him go. 21 yards on the return.
There's Kenny Rose, the special teams coach, and he's got to be absolutely pulling his fingernails out today the way things have gone on special teams. Block kicks, big returns, no tackling right there. The tackle is missed by Ronald Moore, the running back. And that return, that spin, puts Jim Harbaugh on this offense in perfect position. You know, Ken Rose will go over that in taste, but he needs something to help on special teams right now.
The Colts starting just outside their own 43-yard line, first down. And we've got whistles and flags. You know, we didn't have that many whistles and flags during the first 3 quarters, but we've had a bundle, a bushel basket full in the fourth.
Start. Offense, number 71 prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Left tackle. The ball will go back just outside the 38-yard line. It'll be 1st and 15.
Remember that fundamental of playing from ahead? Playing from ahead entails stopping the run. It's a critical thing here. They've got to stop the run, keep bringing the pressure on Harbaugh, and try to create a turnover.
Harbaugh to throw 4 in the pattern, deep down the sideline. It is the rookie flag is down, hits his helmet, juggles it. Harrison cannot pull it in. Go back to the pass interference call. Which way is it going to go?
Somebody has finally seen a push-off. Now it depends on which guy they saw second, because you know they didn't catch the first one.
Pass interference, defense, number 31, first down.
They're calling it on Aaron Glenn, Charlie. Watch it come down. Now, there's nothing interference-wise there. It happened a good 10 yards before that as they were battling, as they were running full speed, stride for stride, you know, within about 2 inches of each other. And like I said, it's not usually the guy first, it's the guy second. Bottom of the screen.
My call is they were both interfering with each other.
That used to be called on a regular basis incidental contact.
First down following the pass interference call at the 26-yard line of the Jets.
There's no such thing as incidental contact when the Jets are playing from behind, though.
Far side incomplete.
Oh, did he have Pollard open?
Marcus Pollard, tight end.
Wow. He has Pollard open in that flat because the Jets are coming after Jim Harbaugh. Wow. Look at Hugh Douglas. Oh, that's a money play right there. You talk about money plays by receivers? Hugh Douglas gets himself a nice little crack on Doug Waddell, and that will cost him money from the league, I guarantee you. They didn't get a penalty for it, but...
And you don't make those kind of moves right now, not when you're leading by 1 and your backs are to the wall. Second down and 10. Here is Falk, 25-yard line.
And now somebody needs to get a hold of, you know, Hugh Douglas, who's brought all this fire and all this enthusiasm, and just be sure he doesn't do something like that again, because a penalty now would just compound that hit out of bounds that killed Ken Rose's special teams. It would put Jim Vecchiarelli's defense in even a worse position.
Spindler and Gunn making the last stop. It is 3rd down and 9. At the 25-yard line, well within field goal range of Kerry Blanchard. Remember, he was hit from 49 yards away, 25 and 49, perfect conditions, of course. Falk has rushed for 43 yards. 4 wide receivers from the shotgun. And we have 4 flags.
Not quite as good of field goal position now for the Colts.
False start. offense prior to the snap, number 67, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
It would be right now a 48-yard, 49-yard attempt. Still a tough one, but he has matched that.
Jason Matthews, the right tackle, 67. He named the first guy he saw because you had 3 guys jumping offside. So, you know, Jason, when you see the tape at home, it wasn't all your fault. You had a little company on that.
Yeah, Eric went right with him, his next-door neighbor.
And Lindy, look at Lindy. Lindy, he's talking to himself. I don't know if there's anybody on the end of that headset, but he's definitely talking to himself.
Colts 3 of 10, third down conversion. It is caught slipping one tackle, but not another one, and flagged down. Is it a face mask? That is Sean Dawkins.
It was awful late for any kind of an interference type penalty. It has to be something involving the tackle itself.
Maybe looking at face mask. That's the only thing I can think of that could happen in that context.
It's obviously pretty complicated.
Yeah, much more complicated than that.
Defense, number 44, automatic first down.
Pass interference. Oh, okay. Well, see,
Harbaugh's helping you.
Yeah, but Harbaugh had that hold well before the officials got to it.
And well before the flag was thrown. That's after the place. You can't really tell there. Pass interference had to take place before he caught the pass.
But another critical error and mistake for the Jets.
But it's the automatic first down, yes.
Yeah, like we said, I mean, when you're playing from ahead, you stop the run, you stop the big plays, and you don't make dumb mistakes.
Yep. First down, 24-yard line. Lots of time, moving on the 9-minute mark, time remaining. And Falk slips away from 2 defenders. 2 defenders trying to stand him up and grab him. He cut back inside before Victor Green to bring him down.
Well, I tell you, he might have a dislocated big toe. He might have a bad toe. But it's a great day for those other 4 little digits on the bottom of his foot. Because look at these moves. When you're stopping the run, you make a tackle. That is not any way to tackle. To the Jets' defensive credit, this guy is not looking anything like the Marshall Faulk from the last couple of weeks. He's looking a little bit more like the old Marshall Faulk.
Second down and 5. Harrison coming across in motion. Standing on the side is Gross, and it is no, he's out of bounds. I thought the official might hurt himself with that move.
It was very definitive.
Yeah. That was Dale Williams, the head linesman. He wanted to make sure there was no doubt about it.
Yeah, and Richie Gotite knows darn well right here. Jim Vecchiarelli's defense he's got out there on the field had better get something going right here. 8:17 left in the 4th quarter. Jets ahead 29-28. I mean, I don't think it's wrong to take a chance, get aggressive, and try to make something happen. Because in these situations in the red zone, you can play too soft.
3rd and 5. Flair in the corner, Harrison. I was looking for a pass interference call for pushing off.
Exactly what the Jets defense did, Charlie. They got aggressive. Jim Vecchiarelli calls an all-out blitz. Jim Harbaugh doesn't have the room, doesn't have the time, because the blitz was mainly picked up at Chad Cascade and came clean on the outside and got in his face, and that's why. Nice call from the Jets bench.
Meanwhile, the Colts have worked themselves within field goal range for Kerry Blanchard. This is from the 27, an attempt of 37 yards. He is 2 for 2, 25 yards out, 49 yards out, and this one is dead solid perfect. And the Indianapolis Colts regain the lead. They are up 31-29 with 8:10 time. Comedies, Third Rock Sun. That's Randy's and my favorite. That's followed by Boston Common. We also enjoy that one. Then one serial killer can terrorize a city. 2 can bring it to its knees. America's Toughest Cops are going to take them down. Brian Dennehy and Charles Dutton star in an NBC world premiere. Jack Reed, Death and Vengeance. That's on NBC tonight. Don't forget the second half of the doubleheader, Miami and Houston, to immediately follow our ball game. And by the way, for your information, Denver defeated New England 34-8. That is a final. The year of the Broncos, you got to look out for them. But a great second half of the doubleheader. Reich throws down the sidelines. This one is intercepted. Colts have the ball. Eugene Daniel, that is his second interception of the ball game and the fourth for the Colts.
Well, they return the ball out of the end zone when they shouldn't. They get bad field position. And Richie Kotite's quarterback throws another interception. Good protection. He steps up past the defensive ends. That's a hump. Or a dub, as my young kids would refer to it. You know, did you throw that into covers? Duh. Well, no problem about playing from ahead now. You're down 2. You've blown another lead. And you maybe are about to go down 9.
Now, if you're Harbaugh, I mentioned this earlier when this happened, you said be patient. Are they patient here, or do they go to the end zone here?
No reason
go for the jugular.
Well, no reason to be real patient in this situation because they've proved in the last 3 or 4 possessions, Charlie, that there's some business to be done down the field, and Jimmy Harbaugh has been off just by a little bit on those long passes. Take a shot. Go ahead.
Has maximum protection here with 2 wide receivers and 2 running backs. And here is Falk to the outside.
That's why we talk and they coach.
Check of the ticker. There's the Denver score that we were talking about. That now being a final. Washington, that's a final. They beat Philadelphia. Now the Redskins are back in it. And of course, so are the Cowboys. Buffalo leading Cincinnati comfortably with just under 2 minutes to go in that ball game. Kansas City, they continue on their winning ways. They'll be a factor in the playoffs. Pittsburgh, they also will be a factor in the playoffs. Those are all finals. Detroit over Seattle. Seattle has been making a comeback, but they fall short in this one. Carolina by 10 over St. Louis. And Atlanta, that is their second victory.
Oh, good penetration there by the Jets defense. The defensive line eats up the blockers, and that enables Marvin Jones to come through that inside linebacker position. I mean, you're looking right into the right spot right here. Watch the defense come across the ball. What a nice job right there, just launching yourself into the backfield by Hugh Douglas. He just took the offensive tackle and deposited him on his back in the backfield.
And Paul Justin is the quarterback now for the Indianapolis Colts. We saw him earlier in the ball game, and that is when Harbaugh injured the little finger on his left hand. He went in for x-rays. We thought it might have been broken. It wasn't. Came back. He's been playing in a lot of pain. Now from the shotgun, they're working on Harbaugh on the side. Down the sideline, far side, a little push off. And it is incomplete. Dawkins again is getting away with offensive pass interference.
Well,
it's amazing.
But once again, Coleman, number 42, comes up with a big play defensively. He's knocked a few away. He's knocked a few away on Dawkins. He's caused a fumble. You see the Colt trainers are getting ready to retape that right ankle of Jim Harbaugh, but you got to be impressed with what Coleman has done. And this is a 2-point game. I'm really surprised by how sort of trivial and chuckling on the sideline and happy-go-lucky that Mr. Sean Dawkins is. It's not like this game is well in hand.
And so Chris Gardocki is going to kick it away. High, lazy floater. They want to catch it. Are down and inside of the 5, and they're going to do exactly that. Another outstanding play by the Colts. 39 yards and perfectly positioned. Enough hang time so that your outside men could get down to down it. Jim Harbaugh was exactly what he did.
Well, you don't have to get hit necessarily on the foot to twist your ankle. Look how hard he gets whacked in the head by Houston. He gets hit in the head so hard he sprains his ankle.
He turns it under, doesn't it? Oh. Saying hello to his fan.
Well, there's a young man in the stands yelling down at Jim Harbaugh like, I might have something else to do here, but hi, how you doing?
I'm busy at the office right now.
How about this for bad field position, Charlie?
Jets from the 4-yard line. Morrell is maybe 3. That's about it. That's all that he's going to get. And for an NFL update, here's Greg Gumbel. Greg?
Charlie, in San Francisco. This is the third play from scrimmage. Vinny Testaverde, 65 yards to Michael Jackson. Vinny leads the AFC in TD passes with 24 now with the extra point. The Ravens on top of the 49ers, 7-0, Charlie.
Thank you, Greg, but in the immortal words of my broadcast partner, Randy Cross, it's early.
Remember, that's not exactly a comeback offense in San Francisco anymore, though.
You're right. This pass is complete to Jeff Graham. Graham with 3 touchdown receptions in the ballgame.
It's going to be just short of a first down, too, Charlie. It's going to set up about a 3rd and 1, but you know, they're going back to the comfort blanket, the comfort zone. They're going back to the guy that was catching the balls earlier, and Ron Earhart there with Neil O'Donnell and Glenn Foley, knows what's been working, needs the confidence in that they are backed up and go to the things that are working. And when it's working, why it's given a day off, I don't know, but it's working.
3rd down and a yard. Jets trail by 2. Colts are up 31-29. Needing a yard, may not be there.
No, he didn't get it. He did not get it. He barely got past the 13-yard line. He needed to get to the 14.
It was 3rd down and 1.
But watch the penetration by the Colts defense. Look how low they are. They're under the pads. They're driving the Jet offensive players back into the backfield. The line did the job. They stripped away the blocking. The linebackers and defensive backs made the stuff on Ron Earhart's offense.
Brian Hansen will kick it away.
They're asking for a measurement.
4 minutes and 34 seconds time remaining in the ballgame. The Colts still with a bit of a chance to make the playoffs. Their record is 5-5 to make a run like they did last year.
Well, last year they were 5-5, Charlie, and they made that run all the way to the AFC Championship game, and they're 1 play away from the Super Bowl.
And like you see, that one wasn't even close. The remaining schedule, speaking of the Indianapolis Colts, see how tough it's going to be for them, injuries and all, at New England, Buffalo, Philadelphia, at Kansas City, at Cincinnati. That's a tough schedule.
How about real tough? How about,
double
what
tough.
A difference a year makes,
Yes.
If you want a title?
That's a double tough schedule if you're healthy.
Yeah. You'd be much rather be 7-3 looking at that schedule, wanting to make the playoffs, than 5-5, only really a 41 loss.
Hanson's last punt was 46 yards. Ray Buchanan is the return man, and he will take it to the 39-yard line. Hop right, hop left, run down. About 3 yards on the return. 48 yards on the kick, and it is a 3-yard return. Harbaugh's going to go back in. He's got the helmet out.
Well, it's merely a flesh wound in this organization. Just having a twisted ankle doesn't
qualify.
I mean, he's bent a pinky from here to next Thursday and put that sucker back in, and then he kind of twists his ankle and bends that to next Wednesday, and they tape that one up. And, you don't get time off with little dinks and dunks.
Not in this organization. Not with the injuries they've had.
What's that tell you? If Lindy knows that on the sideline, you got 4:20 left. Remember I always talk about the 4-minute offense? Here's the 4-minute offense. You run this ball and take this clock down to nothing before you get rid of it.
And they start to the right side with Marshall Faulk. And he's going to lose about 3 yards on the blow. And the clock continues on its countdown.
Well, Houston comes up limping after that play on Faulk.
The Colts and the Jets both have 2 timeouts remaining. 39-yard line, loss of 3, 2nd down and 13. 13 seconds and counting on the play clock.
Well, you're 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go, Charlie, and you have got to keep attacking as a defense. Don't get soft. How's that for attacking on defense? That is stuffing that run.
The run is smothered at the 41-yard line. 3rd down and 11. And now with 30 seconds on the play clock, and they will run down the complete 30 seconds. You're right in this 4-minute offense. They're taking as much of it as they possibly can.
You know, actually, you get in the 4-minute offense like this, all you really need are 2 first downs. 2 first downs are usually what will do it for you, because both teams right now have 2 timeouts left, and 2 first downs really runs the clock out.
Snap coming with 4 seconds on the play clock. Harbaugh, injured ankle, and has the first down, and then out of bounds. Unbelievable, that twisted ankle that they just wrapped up on the sideline. He rushes for 22 yards at the first down, converting on 3rd and 11.
You noticed in the pregame show, you know, in the interview he did, he is so frustrated. He's a little surly coming into this game, and this is just a matter of Jim Harbaugh deciding that, you know, we're going to win this game, and I refuse to lose this game. We are going to win it. And, you know, he's doing it against a team that has the inability to play from ahead, and let's see how they play from ahead with that 2-point lead.
Harbaugh has 1 rushing touchdown on the year. Guess what? It came against the Jets. And again, working on the clock, 1 yard, 2 yards. 2:37 timeout. Jets will stop it. The Jets now have 1 timeout remaining. Meanwhile, the Colts still have 2. And the clock will be set at 25 seconds when it starts down. And don't forget, the second half of the doubleheader, particularly those in New York City not used to watching a doubleheader because of the Jets and the Giants. Normally one of them is at home. Miami, Houston. Who do you like in that?
Well, I actually like Houston. I think they're a team that people around the league are going to figure out in a couple weeks. They're going to look at their schedule and say, wow, you know, these guys are 8-4. How'd they do that? This is a good football team down in Houston. This is a critical game for Jeff Fisher's group, too. I mean, Jimmy Johnson's got the Dolphins playing pretty good, but Jeff Fisher's team has to win this game to keep pace with Pittsburgh, who won today already in an early game. So extra incentive for the Oilers.
Meanwhile, the Indianapolis Colts are trying to hang on to this one so that they get a mini roll working for themselves like they did last year when they were 5-5.
Jets have basically 2 timeouts left, Charlie. 1 on the books and a 2-minute warning.
Second down. Play action fake. Pressure dropped off to Gilter, the tight end, down the sidelines, out of bounds, stopping the clock. 27-yard line. 2:30 left.
You know what, Charlie? I mean, Harbaugh's been beaten up. Harbaugh gets himself a first down. The Jets have effectively neutralized Dilger. What's he do? He pass blocks initially on Houston, and that's refusing to be tackled, knowing where your first down marker is, and getting that first down. So, you know, Jim Harbaugh's attitude on a football team is wonderful, and it's obviously contagious.
New York 27-yard line. First down. Marshall Faulk, nothing there. This could take the countdown to the 2-minute warning unless the Jets want to stop the clock, and they're going to. So the Jets now have used their last timeout. The Colts still have 2, and we have the 2-minute warning in front of us.
This is right now the most frustrating part of the game for a defense like Richie Kotites, because Jim Vecchiarelli and his defense now at this point get real desperate. You know, all the guys, Hugh Douglas, Marvin Jones, you know, Aaron Glenn, you have to start going for the ball. You quit tackling people, you start tackling the football. And there's a real danger in this. You see it all the time in these situations. A team's up by 2 points. The defense tries to make something happen, and suddenly the team's up by 9 points. I think Jumbo Elliott's look right there probably pretty much says it all.
That's the caption on the caption, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways to be positive. I'm sure Neil O'Donnell there and Keyshawn Johnson have always said a lot of positive things, but the bottom line is 32 consecutive weeks in last place. I don't care if they're the best 1-9, maybe 1-10 team in history. When you're 1-10, you're a loser. And in there's no such thing as a pretty good loser. It's kind of like being sort of pregnant. You're either a loser or you're not. And at 1 in 10, you're a loser.
Second down. Colts will run here and then just sit on it. Take us down to the 2-minute warning. No surprise there. And they'll take it down all the way to the 2-minute warning because the Jets are out of timeout. But now you're going to face a couple of very critical plays after the 2-minute warning. The Colts leading 31-29. They are within field goal range. The field goal range, of course, puts them up where a field goal could not beat them, forcing the Jets to have to come back and score. And then everybody is playing against the clock and the timeouts. Now, 2 minutes left. We'll be back. Be ready to get back into action because the Jets still with an opportunity to have the football with what, maybe a minute to go.
Minute 10 or so. And you see Keyshawn Johnson and Graham. Finally, Frank Reich, who's got the helmet on behind Keyshawn, is finally getting in there and giving a little input on what they want to do. But, you know, I'll be honest, this does not look like an offensive team for the New York Jets that's just chomping at the bit, just cheering their defense on, saying, please get us the ball back. This is an offense that looks like they want them to please warm up the plane.
The Colts lead by 2, 31-29 now with 2 minutes to go in the ball game. They have a third down. It's 3rd and 11 at the Jets' 28-yard line. 4 wide receivers. Quarterback draw. And that's to run out the clock. No handoff. Don't worry about that. Down at the 32-yard line. That will go as a sack.
The ball's temporarily stopped here in this last 2 minutes because of that sack.
And usually about 5 or 7 seconds, and then the clock will be wound. Now they wind it. And Blanchard comes in. And remember, they've got 2 timeouts, so they'll take it all the way down for another 17 seconds or 16 seconds. Then they'll stop it with the timeout and still have 1 remaining.
Yeah, Charlie, now, though, instead of being a 46, 47-yard field goal, which psychologically sounds a lot better than 50, and Blanchard's going to have to see if he can't nail himself a 50-yarder. And he is 3 of 3 today.
And if he doesn't, the Jets will take over at the spot of the kick, which will be about the 40-yard line. So now there is the timeout. 1:29 left. Blanchard 3 of 3, hitting from 25, 49, and 37. He has hit this year from 52, and of course, indoors in Indianapolis, again, we mentioned this earlier, the absolutely perfect condition.
Yeah. And hey, Charlie, they're getting ready to kick this thing. Like you said, if they miss it, you're getting the ball on the 40-yard line with a 60-yard field. So if you're on the Jets offense, you got your helmet in your hands.
And you're ready to go.
Ready to go. And you're standing here because there's no time to mess around. You're going to get it with plenty of time left. No timeouts, but plenty of time left if you have a miss.
Right. And you can get it, what, with a minute 15 possibly. And that's a lot of time, even with no timeouts, to work the sideline and the clock. And if the Colts pitch, you're down by 2, you can win it with a field goal. And these are all the possibilities that remain. This is a 50-yard attempt. Terry Blanchard. Does he have it? Oh! Does he have it? He had a 60-yarder.
Nothing but
whoa!
That was an upper netter.
Does he have it? That is redundancy. Whoa!
Wow, that makes it 34-29. And, you know, just look for yourself. You don't need the yapping in the background.
Oh.
I mean, honestly, that's a wonderful clutch kick. That means the Jets have got to have a touchdown. But, you know, let's take a look at the clock. You know, obviously, Blanchard's excited. I'm sure his son in the stands excited for Dad. But, you know, that's 11 consecutive field goals for Blanchard. He's excited about that. But, hey, come on, folks. A minute and 24 seconds. They're going to kick off in a 5-point lead. That's plenty of time. Plenty of time. If the Jets offense is their head is screwed on right, and Richie Kotite's team offensively is ready to go.
New York with no timeouts remaining. The Colts have 1 timeout remaining. First things first for the Jets. They need a good kickoff return. They need to come up with some field position. Reggie Cobb. Now, will the Colts go deep, or will they squib kick it to try and cut off any kind of a return? So it's picked up by one of the umpires. Oh, they go deep. And it is Cobb at the 2-yard line. Across the 20, 30, good return out to the 32-yard line. So now the Jets go to work at their own 32. 30 yards on the return. That's a good one. Not a great one, but a good one.
Minute and 18 seconds left. There is no reason to panic here for the Jets offense. But you have to be very economical in your movement. You've got to do the play, get back to the line of scrimmage, and listen for the calls.
During the week, how much time do the teams work in this situation?
They should work on this 3 days a week. Not all teams work on this 3 days a week. That's why they're not very good at it.
5 wide receivers. Trebet back in the shotgun. Trebet has it. He's got the first down. Get to the sideline. He doesn't. Clock will continue to move. They'll have to hurry the no huddle. Now you can spike it here.
Remember that, Charlie, that the economy of movement. Get to the line of scrimmage, let them spot the ball, and do your business.
From the shotgun, it was a first down. Pass to Trebet again, and close to the first down. Got about 9 yards, and he is out. Colt territory. 52 seconds remain.
Oh, very wisely, what the Jets are doing is they're running Keyshawn Johnson up the field, dragging Trebet down behind him. And they've got over on the other side, Jeff Graham and Van Dyke are, sort of decoys on that side. So it's nice calls. But remember, 52 seconds, 5-point Colt. You need a touch.